Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 163rd episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on a rainy October 25th, 2021. That's right, it was overcast and rainy all day in Los Angeles. Probably going to give this one a weird vibe, but we'll see.
Welcome to the Chill Cast, where we discuss relevant topics to beautiful, rainy Los Angeles, California.
Why don't you flip the pillow over to the cool side? That was my rendering of smooth jazz.
Was it rainy in Madison?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, all right. Well, we got a whole ass vibe.
Ooh, yeah, it stopped raining this morning, but it was gray and really windy and pretty chilly outside all day. So bad vibes all around, all across the country.
That's good vibes for LA.
Oh, yeah.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like, what do you mean, like, the sun becomes a little bit oppressive? Like, that's insane. It's beautiful every day.
Don't let Lucas taint you.
No, every LA person would say that. They're like, the sun gets just literally to be aggressively sunny. Like, that's the point of the song in La La Land, Another Day of Sun, is like, you do start to resent the fact that it's beautiful all the time. And yeah, no, rain's good shit. Right? If you don't got anything to do outside, you just curl up in the corner.
Yeah, baby.
Like, listen to the soft beating of the rain on the window and the roof, and
nice cup of tea. I'm wearing long sleeves for the first time in like 7 months. I've only been out here for like 5 months, but yeah.
But what about Ian's stance that the rain causes the wildfires?
The rain doesn't cause the wildfires, but it definitely makes them worse when we get like a lot of rain in the winter. That's a thing.
Yeah.
Because it allows a lot more growth, which then inevitably
dies because there's not enough rain.
Right, but that happens every year.
If there was more rain, the wildfires wouldn't be as bad.
No, more rain in the winter season is the specification. It's more rain in our rain season causes like more severe wildfires because the growth is allowed to like grow out. Whereas if we just had year-round drought, there'd be no plants to burn.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you'd be living in the desert.
Yeah, we kind of do sometimes.
A little bit.
So, yeah,
Finally,
it's a blessing and a curse. Yeah, obviously, periodic rain sprinkled throughout the year would be ideal, but that's not the reality we live in. So,
even before the climate started changing, that was not the case.
Oh, hear that? That shit was weird.
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Must have been some tires.
It was just a voice that I heard come in from what seemed to be all directions saying, kill your friends, they don't respect you.
It was, I think an SUV just briefly losing control on the slippery road. And fortunately not running into anything, but yeah.
They do like to gun it down your street.
Oh, yeah.
And that man whose street they like to gun it down is a man who, when you roll with him, every day's a Bones Day. Ryan Holtz.
I don't get the reference.
Oh, you don't get it?
No.
You're doing a social media you were never on TikTok, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Never. But I got him through Instagram. Reposts. Is Bones the latest trend?
Andrew, can you explain to Ryan and all of our listeners what Bones versus a no Bones Day is?
So as far as I can tell, because I also am just not on TikTok, most of the stuff that I see about Bones Day is coming from Twitter or Jade. But as far as I can tell, Bones Day started out as just like a guy was doing daily videos of his bulldog who's very lazy, and like he'd say, is it a Bones Day or a no Bones Day? And a Bones Day would be he picks the dog up and it stays standing. And a no bones day is he picks the dog up and the dog just flops back down and refuses to get up. So he's saying the dog has no bones because it won't stand up on a no bones day. And on bones day, the dog stays standing. And millennials turned it into an oracle of sorts.
Zoomers, come on.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, this feels pretty normie TikTok. For
Okay.
And on Bones Day, it's like a sign of good luck and goodwill, and like that's when you should try to venture out. And on No Bones Day, that should be a warning.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pug, first
Yes.
of all.
A pug is kind of a bulldog.
No, it's not. They look semi-similar, but definitely even more horrendous with the pug. Also, it's 13, so like Bones Day and No Bones Day is going down. Like that. This trend has a strict deadline. Pugs, I don't think they live very long in the first place. No, 12 to 15 years. Never mind.
Huh.
Could have a couple years to it.
We got time.
Yeah.
And that man
another name for the pug is the Dutch Bulldog.
The pug is a breed of dog originally from China.
Also known as
Brought
the
from
Dutch
China
Bulldog.
to Europe.
Huh.
That makes it a bulldog. It is very closely
If it is
related
called
to
a bulldog, that is usually what makes a bulldog a bulldog.
Actually, now that I
No,
think
it's really
about
not.
it, yeah, a lot of those like Chinese statues of mythical animals that look like dogs, they're all like kind of bulldog shaped, huh?
Yeah.
Weird.
If pugs have been around in China since the 1500s. No, it's not a bulldog. People just call it a Dutch bulldog because it looks like a weird bulldog.
We as people get to decide what a bulldog is or is not, and if we decide it is a fucking bulldog, then it is.
Okay, so by your logic, then seahorses are horses?
Also, people don't call it a Dutch bulldog. I have never once in my entire life heard it referred to as a Dutch bulldog. Everyone knows what a pug is. If you asked people what a Dutch bulldog was, no one would say a pug. Like,
This is literally a joke from Kingsman, right?
It also looks like a bulldog. I don't know.
that's why people call it a Dutch
Yes!
bulldog, but it's not a bulldog. Like there's no relation to any of the other bulldogs.
All dogs are fucking genetically identical. They can breed with each other.
Wait, what attribute, now that I think about it, of a pug makes it, like, these qualities make it a Dutch bulldog? Because it's small?
The Dutch invaded part of China and sold them some shit and made them buy their opium and then had some fucking pugs and decided to call it a Dutch bulldog. I don't know.
The Dutch, like, there's no mention of the Dutch or bulldogs on the entire page except for other names, Dutch bulldog. And it's from China, and bulldogs, English, French, like, from very firmly from Europe. Dogs are not genetically identical. Otherwise, you would clone a fucking pug and get a German Shepherd.
Okay,
Like,
I mean,
they're not
genetically identical in the same way that you and I are genetically identical.
I don't think so. No, I don't think that they're nearly as closely related, like as two white European men.
They're the same species.
We're the same. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But we're closer related than a dog that looks completely different from another dog.
And this man who has controversial opinions on dog genetics is a man who respects all the troops who died in the service. He died in her cervix. Andrew Clark.
Did you say I died in her cervix?
Yes,
Oh,
that is another TikTok trend.
Oh boy, we're all missing out, huh?
Let's skip this one. Let's pretend this trend didn't exist.
And last but not least, hello, I'm Lucas Ruyter, and I roll with a group of problematic bachelors, and we refer to ourselves as the Squad.
Is that like blowing up on TikTok now?
It had been, yeah.
Oh, that was like ancient SNL.
Oh,
That's Bill Hader, like
they dig,
from, like,
yeah.
7 years ago SNL.
Oh, you mean peak SNL?
No,
Every single
peak SNL is not when you were in the age demographic.
No, that
SNL
is what peak SNL is, though. It's just whenever you were between 20 and 30, like was
20
peak.
and 30. That's generous. I'd say 13 to 17. Like I think everyone ages out of SNL where they're like, wait, this isn't very funny.
I feel like back in the day, people watched SNL later into their life than they do now.
Sure.
And I also think they probably started watching SNL later than they do now.
Yeah. I think it's just because people didn't have any other options.
Mm-hmm.
People couldn't find their comedy niche. They just had to watch what
they were
fed to them.
The only like sketch comedy show that had any lasting power for a long time.
Not until Mad TV came around. When was Mad TV on? And whatever
Also,
happened.
who was
1995.
Didn't it go under with a lot of the MTV programming?
Um,
Although I say go under, like Mad TV didn't have a successful run for all intents and purposes.
right.
Oh, Gilda Radner had a pretty good sketch comedy show that was on for a while.
Mr. Show.
Was it?
Bob Odenkirk.
I guess, like, are we differentiating between live sketch comedy and scripted stuff, Key and Peele stuff?
I mean, yeah, scripted.
Yeah.
Live
Well,
sketch comedy is definitely still scripted.
Yeah.
It is kind of splitting hairs, especially with SNL like pivoting more and more to like pre-recorded sketches.
I was just going to say, SNL is not as live as it used to be anyway.
Even when I was big into SNL in fucking high school, digital shorts cut above.
Yeah, digital shorts were like the best part of SNL during
Yeah.
our prime of SNL. Like,
Is it 100% because of The Lonely Island and Andy Samberg? Yes, absolutely. Doesn't make it not true.
also because you can polish and refine a
Yeah, you
pre-recorded
can workshop
product.
it.
You can adjust the timing and make it perfect. Whereas on these live ones, it's mostly just the host reading off of cue cards, and then the more trained actors.
You can
kinda
have a
trying to do
segment.
something.
You can have a segment with multiple cuts, all of them cued to what you say.
Also, like, the production time on those was probably longer than the week they had to put together the other sketches. They probably work on the digital shorts for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Laser Fart. Or Laser Cats. Laser Fart. Laser Fart was from Channel 3000. Or not Channel 3000. Oh my god. Boy, I'm losing it.
Wow.
Andre 3000.
Channel 1? Channel 1? No. What's the Dan Harmon, Rob Schraub? I don't remember. But that was Laser Fart. Laser Cats was the digital short one.
Although they did make like 8 of those, if I remember correctly.
Channel 101.
Huh. That
Laser
sounds right.
Farts.
No.
Laser Fart. Which featured like some really big names. A lot of people who made Laser Fart went on to do big stuff.
Jesus. It's a regular who's who of Hollywood in here.
If you type laser, the number 2 result is fart.
What's number 1?
Well, now it's all distorted because I did laser fart. So now number 1 is laser fart.
Oh.
I put it over the edge.
Yeah, I typed in laser and laser fart was not one of the options.
Yep.
It's
The
curated.
algorithm knows. The algorithm also knows that it's time we head into News of the Week. Elden Ring has been one more time, take it from the top. Elden Ring has been delayed a month and will now release on February 25th, 2022. Seemingly like every other game that's releasing next year. Right in February. Get them all taken care of at once.
Yeah.
Is Battlefield delayed yet?
No.
Well, it got delayed already, didn't it?
Well, I mean,
I remember there was the rumor
it was supposed to be out already.
go back
Like,
again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We talked.
Feels like it's starting to get a little late for that one to get delayed, right?
They delayed it, like, I think less than a month before it came out before, didn't they?
When is it releasing?
Well, now it's releasing in either the middle or second half of
The 19th.
the 19th of November. And it was originally going to be like October 22nd. And they told us in like the middle of September that it was delayed. So tomorrow they could say, yeah, we're going to push it back.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the new Call of Duty Vanguard?
No.
Is it good?
I'm terrible. I know somebody who worked on that game personally, and I can't muster the enthusiasm to even check out the trailer.
I actually did see the Call of Duty Vanguard's Zombies mode trailer.
Ooh.
Because I was really, really tired Sunday morning and just had the TV on YouTube, and it just played the next video, and I didn't have the energy to turn it off.
How's it look?
The same as every other fucking Call of Duty Zombies game for the last 10 years.
So there's going to be exactly enough story to be intriguing to a 15-year-old, but they're never going to deliver.
Yeah, no, I can tell you, Lucas, you working at Fandom, the Call of Duty Zombies wiki is probably going to get some hits. Like,
Yay. Good.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
Thanks for keeping my house hot, gamers. I appreciate it.
Vanguard, I mean, the trailer actually has a lot of likes, unlike
Hooray.
some of the previous trailers.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just another World War II game? I didn't even know
Yeah.
mode it was set in. People are complaining that they don't have the Nazi flag in there.
Do they really not?
Yeah, in the comments.
I feel like people really going to bat for that are doing so in bad faith, but also that's a weird thing to array. I don't know.
Yeah, for me, it's like if you wrote a 2-3 paragraph essay about how this game is like bland and not important and not like actually getting at the root of anything, and one of your points was that the Nazi flag wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But this guy's main point was like, wow, they don't have the Nazi flag. That's what the fuck. It's like, wait a second. Why is that your number one priority?
If you're complaining, if YouTube comment section is your choice of medium for this discourse,
Yeah.
it's a little weird.
It's a little chicken shit, absolutely, but like, weird thing to hyperfixate on. And that will take us to Ubisoft doing jack shit to address their culture of abuse and harassment.
What they do
I know
this
it's-
time.
Exactly. Nothing. They didn't do anything, and that's the problem.
What they do
Because
last time.
Last time on Ubisoft being a piece of shit.
just seemingly every high-power male at the company was sexually harassing people. And had a long documented history of it, and even though they left, even though a good number of them left, Ubisoft has done nothing to address broader cultural issues inspired by that stuff.
No, they don't have to. Those people left. Problem solved. What's culture?
I mean, the main CEO, Yves Guillemot, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's still there. He's still making money off of it, having known and, at the very least, given Tencent approval of all of this. Tacit approval?
Tacit. Yeah,
approval. There
Tacit.
we go.
I was like,
Tencent.
interesting.
I'm sorry. Before this came on, I saw that Tencent stock was up, and I'm like, maybe. Maybe I drop those cooler shares and put them into gaming, but I don't know. Making up my mind on that.
Yeah, what if their solution to the problem is just like firing all women and just hiring all men? And they're like, look, they do the ninja route.
Yeah.
Or the, I don't know, the Mike Pence route. They're just like, we can't sexually harass anyone if there's no one to sexually harass. And then also, like, don't hire gay men, I guess.
Now that's where I draw the line, Ryan.
Okay.
That is the Mike Pence way. Like,
Yeah. No, it's becoming more and more like Mike Pence. That's for sure.
look, we need to eliminate any sort of hostilities between groups. So for the sake of pretty much everyone, I'm going to make sure that the white guys kind of stay in charge here, you know? Like, then, you know, if that's the group, they're going to leave each other alone. Problem solved.
Incoming, like, wow, you filthy Italian. Like, you're Czech, you barely count. Or, you know, just...
If I see
they'll
one
find a
more
way.
fucking Slav here, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Boy.
Yeah. Ubisoft sucks. Don't buy their games, people. Or do.
All developers suck.
Nah.
Can we play video games anymore?
No. Or listen to music. Or watch movies. Now he'll end up like me, starved for media.
Oh my god. Have you watched any more Squid Game?
I think I said I watched episode 3.
Andrew!
I watched episode 3. I think I said that.
You were literally doing one episode a week.
I am.
I'm not going to let you put it on your top 10 if you don't finish it before the end of the year.
I'll finish it before the end of the year.
Like, before you record that podcast, if you cannot tell me what the final episode was, you will not get
I'm
to
gonna
put it on your
finish it.
list.
I'm gonna finish it, I swear to God.
Do you not engage with like anything, with like any kind of broader media discussion outside of this podcast? Because like for me, I feel kind of inspired to at least, you know, get through one or two more current media titles, if only so I know what the fuck people are talking about on the podcasts I listen to.
No, I got you guys.
Or like coworkers. Like, I don't know how you...
I work from
How do
home.
you talk to... You never talk to your coworkers ever. Like, just in a loose way.
I talk about sports with them.
I think you said you talk about sports. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, that's something.
But did I break up?
Yeah, your internet's been kind of fun.
I recently joined a Slack channel I didn't know existed in my work. The Anime Fans Slack channel.
You didn't know that Slack existed?
Yeah,
I had a
you're
guest
the
account.
community.
I had a guest account until I was recently hired. So like I couldn't have accessed it, couldn't have searched for it. But feels good. Feels good to be in a channel where I can just drop a GIF of Rock Lee taking off his weights and everybody's like, yeah, man, that's what I needed to get through today. And like, feels good.
Okay, this sounds weird. Like, your work has just like Slack channels that are just like subreddits, but
Yeah.
your company.
Yeah.
I can't believe y'all
Yeah, that
talk-
shit's weird.
You talk to your fucking coworkers like about things? Couldn't be me.
Not extensively. I mean, like,
You have like a dog Slack channel. That's the only one I know about.
do have a floofy animal. They spell it weird. They spell it memey. Like, aminals, I think is how it's actually done.
That's
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah, I didn't. That was before I was hired. I didn't
What
have
kinda-
any say in that.
Oh, you would have put the kibosh on it?
Aminals
all the
has
people.
cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
You guys are like a media company and you're
All I'm
just
saying-
remarkably outdated memes.
If there was a poll about how that should be spelled, I would have done so a different way.
Mike
'Cause,
Pence comes in. Did I hear poll? Better not be any fucking polls around here.
Wait, he's homophobic? That's the direction.
What?
Mike Pence, I'm confused. Wait, you don't want to interact with men?
No, he doesn't want to interact with the Polish.
Oh, I thought you were going to continue your portrayal of Mike Pence.
No. We were talking about Mike Pence doesn't like the Italians. He doesn't like the Slavs. And then he heard about the Poles. And yeah.
I don't think he would use the proper nomenclature there. I think there's a word he would use.
I mean, he would have used other words for all those other groups too.
Okay, come on. They're white. You can use them. Do it, Andrew.
Fucking wogs.
No, that's Italian.
Yeah, I know.
You know it.
Oh, no, we're still talking about the Polacks.
Yeah! You know the words. You know the phrases.
Of course I know the words. I know other ones that I definitely can't say.
List them off.
No.
White people slurs. Do it.
I don't know that many.
Oh.
Fucking Mick.
You know a
Honky.
couple for your group that you
Cracker,
belong
Mick,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any
there's
other
one.
ones besides Mick? Like,
Dirty potato people. I don't know.
that's not an actual.
That's straight out of Harmontown. Aaron McGathy, who's like Irish and now resides in Ireland.
Hey.
Oh.
Referred to all Irish people as dirty little potato people.
My understanding, very reasonable cost of living so long as you're outside of a metropolitan area.
Well, I mean,
Ireland is potentially the best country in the world.
yeah.
right?
Okay. First
It's
off, though,
consistently at the top of all rankings.
that is the case everywhere, though. You live outside of a major metropolitan area, and it's anywhere in America.
That's
and it's
true. Yeah, you did
pretty
kinda-
affordable. But
Well,
no,
okay,
no. That being said, yeah, Ireland run pretty well.
Well, as long as you're white and Catholic, but yeah.
Everyone there is white and Catholic. Oh my god. Cultural monopolies, they really do
Ooh.
work.
Oh, I've got some more for Irish. Andrew's like, there's only one, and it's Mick. No, you got Bog Trotter.
Okay, that...
This one you've definitely heard of. You've heard of Patty.
Yeah,
Patty
yeah.
is definitely a thing.
It just doesn't even sound like
I
a
think that's
slur
been
to me, though.
reclaimed.
Yeah. A Prod, which is for Northern Irish
Yeah, wait, that
Protestants.
doesn't really count, though,
Oh,
because that's a phrase that the Irish would call the Northern Irish.
Yeah, we're getting into
Okay,
the
Northern
troubles.
Irish aren't Irish. Hold on. Hot take.
Yeah,
There
we're-
we go.
The prods aren't actually Irish, they're fucking English.
Ooh,
And you can't tell me
boy.
otherwise.
Ooh, boy, we're getting real trouble-y. That was
get
real quick.
Prods.
I mean, like, not having 100% clear view on the situation, I feel like our stance as progressively minded, literal card-carrying socialists as of today, I got my card in the mail, Ryan.
Oh, I need to look at my mail.
Yeah, I feel like we support Central Ireland, I guess, in all of this.
Central Ireland.
What is Central
Ireland?
Ireland?
No.
Regular Ireland? Okay.
Ireland Prime. Wait,
Yeah.
Central Ireland implies a Southern Ireland. Like, because we know Northern Ireland
Or at
exists.
least a Western Ireland.
Yeah. There's other directions involved if there's a Central.
Am I off base on that, though? Like, I don't know. If we were who we are now when the Troubles were happening, I feel like we'd support Ireland.
I always supported Ireland.
Wow.
Also,
it's Irish.
Ireland, the country Ireland was never involved in anything other than, like, the citizens being supportive of one group or another. Northern Ireland, where all the troubles were happening, like...
The real troublemakers.
No, okay. I don't know if you guys understand the history here. So, there was Ireland, the island, and Northern Ireland, which is just the north part of the island of
yeah.
Ireland.
Yeah.
And Northern
It's carved
Ireland
out.
is owned
Yeah.
by the UK.
Yes.
It's one of the-
owned is weird, but yes.
I know. I don't know what other way to phrase it. They
a part of.
yeah, but it's
Owned implies like there's some weird like
Yeah.
subservient territory.
there was. I mean, that was the whole thing.
Yeah, they were, but you're saying now. You said
No, I
owned.
said I'm
Okay.
talking about the history. I'm talking about in the,
Okay.
like before. So they the Irish basically kicked the English into the northern part of the island. That became Northern Ireland, and Northern Ireland was the same as Ireland. It was ethnically Irish. It was Catholic, but then because it was part of the UK, a bunch of Protestants and English people started moving into Northern Ireland, and then there was the cultural clash of Protestant versus Catholic, and it became more of a, well, we want to be part of Ireland. We're all ethnically Irish, and we should have really been part of Ireland. Like, our relatives live across the border. This should never have been part of the UK. And then the UK said, ooh, about that, and then sent a bunch of special forces to beat the shit out of people. And then the Irish are like, well, what if we did that to you? And then came up with the IRA, and the IRA started bombing the shit out of people. And then the Cranberries made a really shitty song. And then everyone kind of forgot about it.
I will fight you. That song's lit. Yeah, no, that's the basics.
Yeah.
But yeah, the first three, Bogtrotter, Mick, and Patty, are actual Irish slurs. And then, yeah, prod, tag, and snout are all.
I know what that word means.
Northern
Tag. It's
Irish.
like a. Fuck. What is that? I mean, like, obviously it's a slur, but
It's a term referring to Catholics in Northern Ireland, often having implications of Republican sympathy. It is derived from the Irish Gaelic forename
yeah, that's what it is.
tag, and is often used alongside prod in expressions such as both tags and prods. So the tags were against the prods.
Yeah, well, the tags are what the prods called the Irish Catholics, and because that was the
And the prods are what the tags called the Irish Protestants.
prods and tags sounds kind of like a fun little board game.
Shoots and ladders.
Yeah, shoots and ladders.
We are getting a little West Side Story here.
Yeah. If you guys have never seen Dairy Girls on
They're
Netflix,
white.
it's a really underrated, funny show.
I didn't know you watched Dairy. I didn't know you watched Dairy Girls.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Why don't you talk about it on the pod?
I think I did, but that was like
Oh.
2 years ago.
Oh, fair.
Fire. You sounded Irish.
Fire.
There. Ah, it's fire.
Why don't you get your fucking prods out of me podcast? Otherwise, it's going to be called the Prodcast.
Ooh, let's do a prodcast. Hello, my dear boy. I do say
We believe in divorce.
day for beheading one's wife.
Why, you got a little bow rap there. Beheading your wife.
One's wife.
Divorce and imperialism. We're totally cool with it. Our belief system does not fit into any kind of modern political spectrum whatsoever. Are we problematic? Probably. Good luck canceling us, though.
We have a
Problematic.
diamond worth $400 million. Read that today. That was on Today I Learned.
Oh.
The Queen has the biggest diamond in the world.
Really?
It's worth $400 million. I'm just, and it's called something that you know is like super fucked. Like it's like Africa's Dream or some shit. It's like, oh boy, you know they didn't they didn't pay for that one, did
They
they?
didn't make that shit in a lab.
Yeah.
I have the most valuable diamond in the world.
I don't
and
think it's the most
also
valuable.
the most valuable blood diamond.
I don't think it's the most valuable. I think it's just the biggest. It's just a big old hunk of fucking diamond, and
It's not even.
I'm not.
It's
I'm not pure enough to know like why this one's not good and this one's, even though this one's bigger, it's not as expensive as the Hope diamond or whatever the fuck. Like
All right.
Queen's Big Diamond. I want to see what it's called. Quick.
Oh, the Great Star of Africa,
There you go.
also known as
Great Star
Kulanan
of
1.
Africa. It's great. Of over 3,000 carats. Also, they say it's worth millions. It's like, hold on. That's underselling it a bit. Just a little bit. Oh, they're saying 40 million.
Huh.
Oh, wait, no, is that a different one? Yeah, no, that's a different one. That's 40 million. That's the actual crown jewel.
Oh,
on
wait,
the
hold
middle
on.
of her crown.
It was like a giant fuck-ass diamond, and then they cut it up into smaller diamonds and made them into the crown jewels. So it's all technically one stone, but they're like individual fucking diamonds.
Do they have pictures of the original? Ooh, Cullinan diamond.
Yeah, there's some guy named Wells sitting next to it. It's the size of a softball. Like,
Wait, so they took a diamond called the Star of Africa, cut it up, and turned it into the crown jewels. And, like, nobody realized how ironic this real-world metaphor was.
the British
Someone
are...
did buy it.
No?
They paid the diamond mine owner, whose name was Cullinan, so probably
Yeah.
not African, but
Diamonds
Great
cut
Star
from
of
the Cullinan.
Oh, that's just the big cut. Is
Yeah.
the Great Star of Africa.
Ah.
But yeah.
And
Near
it is
Caucasus.
530 carats. So it's probably still fucking huge.
Oh, it's a big boy. The premier mine in Pretoria, South Africa. Have you read The Power of One? Mark. It is not to walk in the park, Mark.
Here's a story that might hit a little close to home. Epic ends its every other Friday off policy while using some pretty familiar and suspicious language. Staff and consumers are upset by this, especially following previous reports of regular crunch on Fortnite updates.
Ooh.
That language I'm referencing is something to the effect of, yeah, so we listen to you guys, and we hear what you're saying. You want to work on Fridays, so we're going to make that happen. We get you.
No! Fortnite, please! Don't do this to me!
And guess what? We're opening our offices back up, and it's going to be mandatory that you come in again.
No, Fortnite! I love developing your game from the comfort of my couch. Why would you do this to us, Fortnite?
We're not doing this because we want to. We ran a survey, and like you guys said, you wanted to do this.
Fortnite, can I see the results of that survey? Is it like tied to the people that have, filled out their responses so we can verify?
We can't show how people voted. That would be illegal.
In a meaningless company survey, you can't show us like the actual names who cast the votes so we can verify its accuracy and legitimacy.
Why aren't you being a team player?
Do you need me to come in on Saturday too? Did
If
you at
you're
least wine and dine me before I get fucked?
This is just fucking corporate BS. Just ridiculous shit that Epic is pulling, that a lot of companies have pulled and are going to pull. And let's just be a reminder to everyone, if you are not in a union that forces a company to do basic worker right stuff like this, basic workplace improvements, they're going to try to pull it away from you eventually. That's inevitable in late-stage capitalism. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like reading the article, basically, they were like, some people have had to work on Fridays anyway, so to make it fair, we'll make everyone work Fridays. And it's like, that's a weird way to do it there, Fortnite. You could just, make everyone take Friday off. That's the other way to do it. It's like seeing the civil rights protests and being like, you're right. Black people have had it pretty rough. All right, white people.
You don't get to vote anymore either.
Yeah, time to kneecap ya. Let's really make this shit fair. I think you're missing the point. You had the opportunity to make something good and decided to go the really weird route and go regressive on it.
And then speaking of really weird ways to address uncomfortable situations, to further distance the game from Jesse McCree, the Blizzard employee who participated in the now infamous Cosby Suite meetups, the Overwatch character is now named Cole Cassidy.
There you go. I'm sure those replies were positive and very supportive.
I saw a lot of people saying, like, God, I can't believe all these SJWs are making my video game characters trans.
What?
Because they
thought his first name was Cassidy.
Yeah. And they're
so
like,
he was a woman now.
McCree is now Cassidy. They're like, oh, God.
So they thought McCree was his first name, basically.
Yep.
And that Cassidy is now
Or
his
that it was a
name.
mononym, and now his mononym is Cassidy, which is a girl's name.
We did get surprisingly close to Bitch Cassidy, which is the name I pined for. We got halfway there.
Yeah.
This character is just always going to be referred to as McCree by the community.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Willis Tower of video game characters.
Mm-hmm.
So, good luck. When you make something culturally relevant and it actually like catches on with people, you lose control of it. You no longer get to dictate how people interact with it.
You can't F5 through Archive of Our Own and change every writing of McCree to Cole Cassidy. You just can't do it.
You mean Control F?
What did I say?
F5.
F5.
Oh,
like
shit.
Refresh. I was thinking just
Control
like refresh
F.
the page a ton. Just refresh until like it spontaneously changes.
I'm jumping between Mac and PC now. All my hotkeys are discombobulated. I'm sorry.
Oh, you have F5 as a hotkey, Control F?
That does something on Mac. I don't know. I think that might be to take a screenshot. It's a lot.
It's not just like refresh the page. That's like a common
maybe
screenshot.
Moving on to TV. The live-action Cowboy Bebop trailer is fine. Maybe not the vibe of the anime, but fine.
No, they released. I didn't even see it, but they released like a. Was it like a short story? Because they said it was like a standalone story. Like,
guys, we talked about this.
No, we talked about the opening that they dropped.
Yeah, no, they released the opening credits to Cowboy Bebop, and then we talked about that. But apparently there's been like another trailer, like an actual trailer that they released, but the trailer is a narrative.
I mean, I watched it. It's a narrative in that there's a beginning and an ending. It seemed like it was more of a promotion for the series, a trailer. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I just misread it. No, I haven't seen it.
Oh.
When they release the second trailer, do we talk about that one too?
Sure. If it blows up on Twitter, why not? That's how I found about this.
Is Cowboy Bebop the new Death Stranding?
Oh my god.
It's
if you guys just like go in and are just like, no, Ryan, you're the dumb one. Like, Cowboy Bebop is beloved by everyone and always has been. I'll be like, all right.
I didn't even see the trailer. I don't care about it enough to like follow up on the hype.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'll know it's an act, and you guys have been fucking playing me as a fool for years.
Ryan, Video Game Donkey, who is once again the greatest video game YouTuber around, likes Death Stranding now. Yeah, unrelated to him being the best video game YouTuber around. BTW.
Unequivocally, he just loves it. He loves everything about the game.
Right.
The video totally wasn't 90% criticism and then 10%, but it's fun to play, and I play it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is,
does sound like loving it,
is that he did a similar thing with the original Last of Us, where he made his video and then came back to it like a year later, but he completely flipped. He's like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. This game's amazing. This is so good. I just did not appreciate it. Like, look at this shit. Look at that shit. This is so good. 10 out of 10. I thought he was being sarcastic at first, but no, he was being 100% genuine of just like, ignore everything I said about this before. It's great. But this was definitely like, I may have been a little too extreme, but that's about it.
The Naughty Dog check cashed, and he was like,
yeah.
Well, let's get into it. No, I don't know. It didn't sound like a guy that really loved that game. Maybe I watched a different video than y'all.
Right, I don't know how to tell you this other than sometimes liking a piece of media means that you absolutely hate a piece of media, are very aware of all of its faults, but you still enjoy it, and that makes it good, and that makes weird people who follow you online vindicated.
Ooh, you're making a few leaps. Hold on. Let's break down those leaps. So, sometimes you hate something.
Yeah.
And you're aware of all of its flaws.
Yeah.
But you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with all those.
Yeah.
All those three things I've done in my life Totally makes sense.
Right.
Here's the first leap.
Uh-huh.
So therefore you love it.
Right.
I don't know if that tracks, but let's roll with it. That means it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not not gonna vibe with you on that one. Don't know if just because you enjoy it and love it that it is good. And then finally, legions of people who follow it on the internet are vindicated.
Oh.
I think that's that. You just kind of got increasingly more far away from the original thing that, like, you enjoy it, which no one can take away from you, to, no, this means that everyone who likes it is right, and it's over.
I mean, I respect your opinion, but Donkey agrees with me at the end of the day, and I think that's what matters most.
He never once said he loves the game.
You know, Donkey basically, like, the furthest Donkey went was basically saying, I may have treated you harshly.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, this is a very playable game that I enjoy now. That is the farthest he ever went.
And I love Death Stranding. I do think Death Stranding is good. I am aware of its faults and understand it. Like, but I do still think it is good, and I fucking love it.
Have you replayed it?
I have not replayed it. I haven't had the fucking time. It's on my list. I've got like 5 games that I have not played yet, and like 10 other games that I want to play again for the second time.
Andrew, you have like a month and a half before we do the 2021
I know.
top 10s.
I have to set my priorities straight. I spent like a month playing Ghost of Tsushima, and that's because I was pounding through that game by my own standards.
But these aren't even like 2021 games.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I should not have taken the time to play Ghost of Tsushima because it's not going to count towards the 2021 games. But I liked it so much that I'm like, okay, I'm going to pound through this game so I can actually finish it and then move on to other 2021 games. And it still took me a month. So
basically, we're the only thing keeping you, like, culturally relevant.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
This challenge to watch or consume pieces of media from the current year.
I am up to my upper lip in water. If it wasn't for you guys, my nose would sink below the water and I would drown. But you guys are just keeping my head just barely buoyant enough to like breathe through my nose.
And as you like desperately try to plunge your nose under the water
I'm like,
and drown
I want it
yourself.
to end. I want it to end.
And we're forcing you to keep that nose
No,
above
watch
water so
TV,
you can
watch
breathe.
Squid Game. It's good.
I like how you're basically
you enjoy
admitting-
it.
I like
You
how
like the show, watch it. We're Man Ray and you're Patrick. We're like, hey, here's a piece of media you like. And you're like, yeah, it seems right to me. So watch it. I don't want to watch it.
I also love the implication that we're the only thing keeping you from becoming our parents.
Yeah. Start printing off your airline tickets because it'll happen to you.
All right, 2 Lucas things to close this out. Mob Psycho 100 Season 3 is confirmed. I'm looking forward to this because if it faithfully adapts the manga, that means that in the season we will see the main character prove that aliens exist, fight an avatar that is the representation of people's expectations of him, and then fight a different avatar that is the embodiment of all of his insecurities, including his own capacity for violence. So, yeah, this will be fun. I'll enjoy this.
Warner Brothers.
What?
I don't know, I'm just looking at the trailer, and it starts with just like the Warner Brothers logo.
Yeah, I think they own...
I don't think I expected that.
Yeah, I think they own the studio that makes it, Bones.
Not no bones.
Oh, is it a Bones Day?
It's a Bones Day! We got Mob Psycho 100 up in here.
What's the 100 for?
That's a big number.
So within the
Biggest number they could think of.
the way the power system works in the show, the main character named Mob,
Right. That's not what
Okay.
Sure.
His nickname is Mob. He has a meter that's tied to his emotional level, and when it hits 100, when he is, really feeling feelings, that's when he loses control of his psychic powers.
So any feelings.
Yes.
You could be extremely happy or extremely bummed out.
Yeah.
And it's like a physical meter implanted
Yes.
in his skin or some shit?
It's more of a metaphor, but it's represented in the series as like, this is a thing that counts up and down.
Oh, it's on the screen.
Yes.
But it's not like canon. Like it's more like it's non-diegetic.
Correct.
The characters in the universe are not aware.
Mob Psycho
of
100
the
is a
meter.
concept that exists only to the audience, but not
Yes.
to the characters. Or does Mob refer to, I'm at 57 right now. If I go up 43 more units, I'll go psycho.
It would be the film undergrad description to say it is non-diegetic. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. If I get 43 more utils, I'll be so happy. I'll lose control of my psychic powers.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Throw some economics in there.
Fantastic show. Great manga. And then last but not least, if you're lucky, you can become one of 300 people to buy a statue of Mario dressed as Gold Roger from One Piece for $440.
How big is the statue?
I don't know if it lists. It looks like it's like a
Ooh.
It's
just
25
desk-sized.
centimeters
25
tall.
centimeters.
So it's almost
Okay.
It's like 10 inches, right?
it's almost
Yeah.
a foot, yeah.
Almost $500 for a
Ah.
less than 1 foot tall statue.
Also, why is there a butt in a chest with a flag? I know it doesn't show it on this article that you linked, but I saw it online. It's an ass.
It's a peach.
I know it's a peach, but it's a fucking ass.
Have you seen
Is the
peaches
peach
out in the
included?
wild? I think so, yeah.
Hold on.
So it's not just the Mario.
Yeah.
I'm going to find a picture.
It's at the
Yeah,
bottom of
it's-
the article.
Oh, is
It
it?
looks like an upside down heart. It
Right.
doesn't look like...
Andrew, I think this is a you thing.
I definitely...
No, I just said it doesn't look like a peach. It looks like an upside down heart.
Yeah. Well, no, but you didn't say, well, that's an ass, clearly.
I mean... Yeah, peaches grow from trees. This is like a... It's from the ground. Like, it's got like... It looks like lettuce or some shit. But... A weird upside down heart
Yeah.
that's very bright pink. And yeah, has a very defined crack.
I will not be gaslit into thinking that I and the rest of the internet are crazy for saying, that looks a lot like a butt.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm also saying that's a peach.
Lucas recognizes that it looks a lot like a butt,
Huh.
but he enjoys it, and therefore he loves it, and therefore it's good, and therefore he's vindicated and correct.
Put that
So,
on a t-shirt.
I feel like this is going to be the gift that keeps on
I
giving.
recognize that this is bad. I know that it has flaws, but I love it. Therefore, it's good.
No, I enjoy it.
I enjoy it, therefore I love it. Therefore, it's
Therefore it's good. Therefore I am correct and vindicated.
All I'm saying, just look up a picture of a pointed peach.
Look up a picture of a butt, Lucas.
I do.
Corporate needs you to find the difference between these two photos.
Do look up a picture of a butt, like every day, every other day at the longest.
Oh, look at this guy, only looking up pictures of butts every other day. What a pinnacle of self-restraint. The correction. Every day. I mean, every other day,
Ooh.
probably, like most weeks, you know.
I don't know, what's a normal amount of butt JPEGs?
I look up, I Google image butts. You know, a normal amount.
Then when I find
3
what I
times
like,
a day? That's normal, right?
I save it to the butt 2021 folder, tuck it away,
Top
and then
10 butts of 2020.
Yeah, no, 2021. Lucas, this is a butt from 2019. It just had a re-release in 2021. I refuse to put it on the list.
No, this is a remastered ass. It's completely
Yeah, you don't
remastered.
understand. It's additive. There's been new features.
I've been very public about my dislike of NFTs. However, if anyone did want to break into the genre of NFTs, that'd be how you get me into it. I'm going to be honest.
Personal butt pictures.
I don't know if I'd buy an NFT of my own, but I can look at that on my own time.
Yeah, I meant more like butt pictures that belong to you, not your personal butt.
Yeah, that's
Having
fair.
a picture and then
No, the picture
buying
belongs
an
to you,
NFT.
not the butt.
No. Okay.
Or the butt. Physical NFTs. Yeah.
No. Mario's great. Gold Roger from One Piece is great. I'd buy this. I'd buy
His
this.
name is Gold D. Rogers, though. It's not Gold Roger.
Yeah. I said Gold Roger because, like, if I did it with what the eventual reveal in the series of what his name actually is, you guys would be like, well, that's a weird thing. And then we just focus on that for the entire conversation.
Well, it sounds like we need to need to get into this now.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with Gold D. Roger and the twist?
So that's not fully been revealed yet in the 20 years, 30 years, God, that One Piece has been around. But yeah, there's an enigmatic, inherited maybe, thing that people with the middle initial D, like, they're important. We're not fully sure why yet. Maybe they have powers, maybe not. But yeah, the government a couple centuries ago within the universe like blew up all records about what's going on there, and it's slowly being revealed over the course of the series.
Wait, I just realized something. Your name isn't Lucas de Ruyter, is it? Your name is secretly Lucas D. Ruyter.
Okay, good pronunciation.
And you have secret powers. And are a pirate?
Yeah. This is the R plus L equals J, the One Piece fandom, and I love it.
This is Dr. Acula.
Honestly, yeah.
Dr. Acula.
Wow, we're just giving Ryan. We're just making Ryan references this episode, and I dig it.
Roll in.
All right. So on that, I think we're gonna jump to the other call and get into memes or breakouts, I guess.
Oh wait, this isn't real.
What?
It's not like official. It's not licensed.
Oh. That makes me want it even more.
That means it's worth
some
nothing.
The toy company just made some bullshit.
I don't want it because it's worth something. I want it because it's cool shit.
Yeah, he wants it because he enjoys it.
Yeah.
Therefore, he loves it.
Therefore, it's good,
It's
Andrew.
good, and therefore he's vindicated and correct in wanting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the memes?
I listed off a couple at the top of this, but because they're TikTok memes, that means they're going to be stale by the time this episode is published. So, yeah.
The only memes that I've been seeing lately are exclusively like video memes on YouTube, where snotty boy glow up meme is what the actual format is called. And I haven't seen either of these movies, so a lot of this reference is lost on me, but I did have to like dive into it and figure out what the fuck is going on. So there's 3 parts to the meme minimum, sometimes more. It shows Eugene from Barnyard, the like snotty fat boy from Barnyard, like walk into a room while there's like hip hop music playing, and then it cuts to Hal from Megamind, also known as Titan, who's Jonah Hill's character in Megamind. Like after he becomes a superhero, hip hop music keeps playing, and then the Elvis Superman guy from Megamind comes in, and he's like the 3rd stage. And so it's basically like the jealous girlfriend meme. Or it's like stage 0, stage 1, stage 2, and it can keep going on and on and on from there. It's not funny. It's not really that good. And like sometimes when there's like really shit posty versions, it's like funny.
It's weird that I haven't seen Megamind. That movie seems like it'd be right up my alley.
It's fine. It's a pretty solid animated movie.
Fair.
It's got some fun moments.
Huh.
Nothing special. I wasn't blown away. I kind of expected to because people love it.
You hear like Will Ferrell, Jonah Hill Project. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that will take us into the breakouts. I got a couple of little ones to start with, and then we can circle into you guys and then, yeah, the big stuff. First one, finished the demo for Voice of Cards, The Isle Dragon Roars, which is a Yoko Taro game. Full release is going to be this week. I'm definitely going to play it. So yeah, it's like Dungeons and Dragons card game. It's fun. I'm almost certain that in the demo I'm playing as the bad guys, and it'd be interesting to see if they're who you play as in the main game, because they are definitely the bad guys. Nobody in something called the Ivory Order is ever a good guy. So, yeah. Looking forward to this. It's weird. It's Yoko Taro weird. I'm having fun with it. And then, circling back to One Piece, just want to give a quick shout out. A character won a fight in the most recent chapter because the villain just kind of forgot that differently abled people exist. And that's hilarious to me. I enjoyed that.
I don't need any context.
No?
Daenerys sort of forgot about the Iron Fleet.
Specifically what happened is this one dude's power is that, yeah, so long as I'm holding this voodoo doll, any damage you do to me is just going to go to your friend who the voodoo doll is of. And he's holding it in his left hand, and then when a dude cuts off his left hand, it cuts off the villain's actual left hand because his buddy doesn't have a left hand. Like, yeah, so there was nothing for that to go to instead.
I don't think that's
not how voodoo dolls work.
Isn't it?
Weird. I don't think so, no. It's just a weird, like, way to write your way out of a...
Also, they would definitely make a voodoo doll that didn't have a left hand. Otherwise, it, like, wouldn't really represent
that's true.
that
You don't think it
person.
would? Okay.
Wouldn't really be an accurate representation. It'd be hard to forget that your friend doesn't have a left hand. I mean, first of all, because apparently they're your friend, so it'd be like one of the major things you know about them. And second of all, yeah, because you're holding a
No, the bad guy.
life-size model.
The bad guy made the doll and was holding it.
Okay.
Not the dude's friend. Yeah.
It's not the bad guy's friend. It's your friend.
Correct.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Better than, like, the alternative of just like, well, this is the bad guy. Sorry, friend.
Yeah.
But do you want those innocent kids to die?
I enjoyed it. I thought that was a fun resolution to me. Good writing. Do we want to talk about Killer at Camp Kiki Mama?
Yeah, you nailed
Or
it.
Dune?
You nailed it. That is it.
Okay.
I'll talk about Killer at Camp Kiki Mama.
What is this?
So it's a 3-part Funhouse of all things. Funhouse tabletop game that one of the newer members, Armando Torres, made. And he, like, I didn't have any interest in it because Funhouse plays tabletop games every once in a while, and I never watch them. I don't think I've ever watched a playthrough of a tabletop game. But he put a tweet out saying, like, yeah, I wrote this. I made this from scratch. Like, I made the concept. I wrote all the dialogue. He's using this system called Dread, which is just kind of like a more casual way of playing tabletop games. So you don't use dice. You basically use a Jenga tower. And it was a lot of fun. It was really funny, and the cast made it like super enjoyable. But it was super creative and just like this campy horror 80s story. Like, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it's not Dungeons and Dragons, and it's not that college humor thing that you guys liked so much, but this was like 3 hours that I really enjoyed.
I was going to ask if we can use this as an opportunity to springboard you into College Humor Dimension 20.
I got like 50 more things I gotta watch before I have time for that, but I'll think about it.
You know what? You know what? Everyone, entirety of the internet, I think I'm gonna call Andrew out. I think I'm gonna use this opportunity to say, Andrew, you intentionally keep a long backlog of media to check out just so you can wave off other people's recommendations. I think you got stuff on your backlog you don't even care about, but it's there so that you can be like, nah, yeah, maybe I'll get to it, but I got so much other stuff to check out.
Wow. Call Lucas the TSA because he's trying to unpack my baggage.
I've done that. Everyone's done that, right?
Fuck
like,
off.
Come on.
Like, I've absolutely
But,
recommended
yes.
things to you before. But you're like, I don't know, man. I know you really like this thing, but like, I really got to play another 80 hours of Persona 5 a second time.
Andrew, you do maintain a prodigious backlog. Like,
Yeah.
More than most.
I
would
still
say.
haven't played Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Yeah, because that's real important.
Isn't that free now?
Probably.
Still haven't watched Chernobyl.
All right, Ryan. People seem to like Dune, but it's my understanding you didn't really care for Dune.
It's time for Dune.
Dune.
I was gonna do like Battlefield for some reason. I don't know. I forgot.
Dune.
Yeah. I forgot the soundtrack already. Haha! It was Hans Zimmer, so it was good. But
Did you see it?
yeah, I don't know. The soundtrack wasn't distracting. Which is there's three modes. There's the like, holy shit, this soundtrack for like I don't know, like Annihilation, for example, where it's like, whoa, the soundtrack was like arguably the highlight of the whole movie. And then there's like, whoa, the soundtrack was distracting. Like I literally, this is taking away. Like one of the other things that I'm watching right now, which is actually Devs on Hulu, finally getting around to that. That's from 2020. Where like the soundtrack is actually like distracting and kind of taking away from the show at points. And then there's just like the soundtrack was there. I'm sure it was fine. I didn't take note of it really. But yeah, don't you mean Dune Part 1?
Oh boy.
Maybe.
Danny Villeneuve literally had the fucking balls to just put a pre-roll title screen that says Dune Part 1 on his movie titled Dune from a movie studio that has not greenlit any subsequent movies. And then proceeded to make a movie that was just the first act of a movie, but it was 2.5 hours long. That was the longest 2.5 hour movie I've ever watched in my entire life, and it's not close.
My god.
It felt like at least 4 hours. Like, there's no arc. Like, there wasn't a beginning, middle, and end. There was no inciting event. It was just, like, it was all the first act of a story, which I'm not opposed to, but then just, like, make that, you know? Like, make it an 8-hour movie. Make it a mini-series. Like, let's be honest, that's probably what you wanted to do from the beginning. Like, this shit was long. And pretty much ever after the Harkonnen attacked, which are, like, the baddies that are clearly the baddies, to, like, the point where, like, Dave Bautista is talking to Stellan Skarsgård, who's in a pit of goo, and they're like pouring more goo in. And he's like, ooh, the goo, it makes me feel better. Like, clearly they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
When they attack them, like, it's like, okay, so then the movie ends because Oscar Isaac is captured. And like, all right, this is going to be the ending. Nah, man. Like, we got like literally almost half the movie left still. Holy shit. And it's like, yeah, this feels like it's been about 2.5 hours. It's a good time to wrap up. And just like, nah, man, you haven't even met Zendaya yet. Get ready. Zendaya's coming. Oh, she's coming. She'll be there for like 10 minutes and have like 16 lines, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're like really
main cast.
Oh, yeah, no, they're real misleading. Angel watched it like solely because Zendaya was in it. Like, she was just like, oh yeah, I'm in. If she's in it, I'm good. And yeah, no, she was in a lot of visions, which are my big problem with the movie, arguably, is because they don't really have that much going on. There's a lot of exposition. Once again, not really faulting the adaptation, because I'm sure they left out a fuck ton. Like,
right.
It's a impenetrable book. Like, I've tried to read it twice, and both times gotten like to varying degrees of success. It is literally impenetrable. So, like, it's not really the fault of the filmmakers or anyone involved, but, like, not that much is happening. So they're just like, what if Timothée Chalamet had, like, cool visions of stuff that's gonna happen eventually?
I remember I saw something on Twitter the other day, this guy talking about when he went and saw the other, like, Doom movie when it came out. When was that, like, the 80s or 90s?
The David Lynch one.
Yeah, the David Lynch one. And when he got to the movie theater, they handed him a pamphlet with like a list, like a long list of terms and like exposition and backstory that you're supposed to know before watching the movie. And he was like, what the fuck is this?
Like, I guess, yeah, that's a good prompting for this question. I will just say, as tangential, I think I know more people who have tried to read Dune than have actually read Dune. Like, no, that is an incredibly dense series, but then in that vein, is it good setup at least? Is it establishing like this rich tapestry of a world with tough, interesting relationships between people, a history that is compelling at all? Does any of that shine through at least, or is it all, I have no reason to care about any of these people or the events around them?
Oh yeah, they're setting it up. Like, they're 100% setting up cool relationships and interesting dynamics between characters and everything. I definitely don't deliver in this movie, like, which may be the only movie that comes out. Like, no, it's too much, man. Like, this guy is like, oh, he's the heir to a big house, and there's an emperor of the universe, not the galaxy. There's a universal emperor. So it's like, whoa, that dude's got some power, huh? Like, that's pretty wild. And it's like, okay, so it's like an heir, like, inheriting, like a pretty big position of power, but like they're kind of setting up that there's going to be like some tension from the emperor of the universe. Okay, this makes sense. But then his mom's like, hey, come talk to my mom. And it's just like, what? And she's like, remember your training. And he's like, what? Okay. And then his mom's like, or his grandma, his mom's mom is just like this witch lady who's like really, really like powerful. And then they introduce the concept that like, no, he's not the heir of like a rich and powerful house. He's the chosen one who's going to like single-handedly like deliver the universe from tyranny, like, because his mom is like also a witch lady, and the dad is powerful enough that it's like the perfect storm. So he'll be the guy.
He's the son of the Universal Emperor, though. Wouldn't the tyranny become...
No, sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, like there is a Universal Emperor.
Oh.
He's the son of like one of the powerful lords who's like under the Universal Emperor. And it's like, that's kind of interesting, like, he's gonna But then they're like, oh wait, no, there's more. There's this thing where you can like compel people to do stuff by talking. And then there's this thing where
Jedi
like,
mind trick.
No, it's different. Don't ask me why, but it's different. And then also there's spice, which makes you strong, but like it's a MacGuffin way.
Like steroids are a MacGuffin?
No, the only way that you can travel between stars in this Star Wars universe is by giving the pilots a psychoactive chemical that makes them able to like predict where comets will be so you don't crash when you're warping through interstellar systems. So like it's become like the most valuable thing in the world. So yeah, now they're trying to get that. That's the MacGuffin because it's really valuable. But then the Harkonnen are like, we've had the spice. We want the spice. And Stellan Skarsgård's like, I want the spice. And he's like all messed up. And he's like floating because he's so fat that he has to float.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, it's a lot. And they really didn't, I think it's the first act of the movie. So, yeah.
Do you think you'll see the second act if it ever comes out?
If I still have AMC Stubbs A-list, I probably will. There wasn't nearly enough cool shit that I thought, like, oh, well, bare minimum, there'll just be a bunch of crazy cool shit. And there was a little, but not nearly enough. And honestly, the worm was disappointing.
Oh.
Like the one thing I knew about Dune, the fact that there's big old fucking worms.
Yeah, like in Tremors.
I don't know what came first or whatever, but yeah, like that's kind of the one thing I knew and left being like, the worms were fine.
I don't know, man. I find it.
Wait, there's shields.
Shields?
There's shields, so you can't get shot. Guns don't exist in this future. The author basically, I think, just didn't like guns. Like they wanted to write a futuristic story where everyone uses swords and stuff. Okay. So they like had to write a way that like people wouldn't use guns, and it's like you have these shields that are really difficult to penetrate unless you just have a sword. That makes sense, right?
I'm surprised this movie is doing so well if even you, Ryan Holtz, lover of lore, has found it.
I like lore when it delivers. Hold on. Like, the Lord of the Rings did it perfect. Like, the Fellowship of the Ring has a beginning, middle, and end. Mm-hmm. Like, it has an arc. Like, it makes sense from a storytelling perspective. You could argue the Two Towers is, like, maybe more of, like, there isn't a defined, like, arc for that movie alone. It can't quite stand on its own. But at least for Fellowship of the Ring and Return of the King, like, those are 100% like self-contained narratives that serve into a broader story. And the Two Towers has the coolest single moment of the entire series. So that kind of makes up for it. Like, and that's what I was hoping for, is just some crazy cool moments at the very least to kind of hold it up. And there just wasn't nearly enough. I was pretty disappointed with that.
It really does just seem like the wrong medium for this kind of story then, which is weird because HBO television miniseries are more popular than they have ever been right now. Make it one of those.
Yeah, I don't think they could have swung that budget. That probably would have been required. Yeah, like Game of Thrones, we talk about how, the budget really went into that one episode where the dragons burn all the ships, huh? Like, I think there's a little bit too much of that for Dune. I'm thinking you're looking at like $50 million an episode, and that's pretty unprecedented. So
this can only be a movie. The medium it is least suited to be adapted into. Cool.
The climactic fight, he fights a guy.
Oh.
Not a badass guy. Not like a guy who's been hyped up to be this big bad. Just a dude that he met 5 minutes ago.
Does he win?
Yeah, of course he fucking wins. He's the one. He's like a prophesized Yeah, like, and he's been shown multiple times to be like very competent in like all sorts of fighting, and he's been trained by like some of the greatest fighters in the universe. Like, and then this random guy's like, I challenge you to fight, and he's like, okay, and then he kills him, and it's like, wait, this is the end. This is the ending. Like, you had a lot of other outs. This is the one you're choosing.
Fucking, I don't even know anymore. What do you hope to see from the sequel other than narrative progress, I guess?
Yeah. I want to see the second and third act, I guess. Maybe I should wait for, like, if this movie doesn't wrap it up, I should just wait so I can watch all three in one sitting and actually get the story.
I mean, from your description, it sounds like, fingers crossed, only three movies altogether.
I think they're only planning for 2, and I don't know how they're going to do that, but... Oh, yeah, and also a bunch of weird shit just happens, and it makes me laugh every time it would happen. Like, they're just like, oh, I've got a spider, and then they're like, hey, get rid of your spider, it's creepy, and he's like, I like my spider, and they're like, yeah, leave, and then the spider goes away. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck? Wait. I'm like, is that like an important thing from the books? Because, man, that was just weird for no reason. Like,
is that gonna come
and then,
around?
Yeah, the goop bath, like in that scene, it opens with like a hairless woman playing like this weird little touch piano, which I think maybe also heals Stellan Skarsgård's bad guy character.
Okay.
And she's just like, it's like, boo, 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 and she's just like staring into the void playing this weird little piano. And I'm just like, is this supposed to be like, this was a hard opening. Like, there was no introduction to this scene other than just weird shit. So, yeah, man. Look, I don't necessarily... If you can watch it for free, watch it. Like, if you've got access to AMC Stubs A-List, watch it. But I don't know if you want to pay for this, man.
You're damned with the faintest praise possible.
Yeah.
Oh.
And also, probably don't watch it on HBO Max unless you got a hell of a home theater setup.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, that's how much I enjoyed it with the full like kit and caboodle. So,
yeah. I gotta turn my lights on quick. Andrew, do you have any lingering questions about Dune Part 1?
Will there be a Dune Part 2?
It's doing well. It's been... This is Warner Brothers' biggest movie since they've started releasing all movies on HBO Max.
Okay, so then let me ask you a question. This is more of a philosophical one when it comes to film. You got Part 1 of a movie. Now, let's assume the subsequent parts of Dune come out, whether it's Part 2 or the next 5 parts. I have no idea how many are planned in this story. I don't know if they go at this pace, how many they'll need to do to get through the story of Dune. Let's say it's a 3-part series. Dune 2 and Dune 3 come out, and when you look at the story as a whole and the 15 hours of film that it took to tell this story, let's say it's good overall. Does that fix this movie, or is this still not a good movie because it did not complete a story?
Yeah. I don't know if you were here for my Lord of the Rings comparison, where I was just like, look, Fellowship of the Ring was a complete narrative. It had like an arc, it had a beginning, middle, and end. Like, it works as a standalone movie. It leaves you wanting more. It leaves you wanting the end of the story. Like, you know it's not done yet. But, like, beginning, middle, and end, and then promise for more. Two Towers, I was like, it's kind of iffy. I don't know.
I like the Two Towers.
But it has... No, it's a good movie, especially because Helm's Deep might be the single, like, high point of the series. But it might be the one that's not quite as, like, standalone-y, like, beginning, middle, and end. Return of the King, obviously... firm beginning, middle, and end. So, like, the series as a whole are 3 mostly independent movies. Dune was not. It just straight up wasn't. Like, there just was not a beginning, middle, and end. It did not have the proper structure for a movie. So, no, in my book, it wouldn't fix Dune Part 1, where that's now a good movie.
But what if you then did 10-hour theater run where they just play Dune 1, 2, and 3 back to back.
That's what I'm asking for, basically. I'm like, if right now they're only planning one more. If they're planning two more, and it's going to be a third one, I'm not going to watch the second one. I promise you that much. I am going to wait because, I have no faith that they're going to make it into a good standalone movie. So, here you go.
Dune your mom, indeed.
Okay, so that is the definitive Voluntary Viewing podcast opinion on Dune. Are we ready for the definitive Voluntary Viewing opinion on Metroid Dread?
I forgot there was another thing to be said.
Oh, I'll be brief then. A very good video game. Fantastically designed. Mechanics tying well with the gameplay. Mechanics tying well with the narrative of it. There's a moment halfway through the game when all the enemies uniformly become stronger, and at first you think, oh my god, this is awful, I hate this. But then you realize that you now heal way more from beating enemies, so it's kind of worth it, and it becomes like it exacerbates the already existing risk-reward system in the game, and I very much enjoy that. Also, I am seeing a couple of takes out there that, like, well, Samus should have more personality in this game and shouldn't just be a mostly silent protagonist. And I'm like, I see where they're coming from, but also Samus is the only badass woman silent protagonist in video games, I think. So it's fine if she is just that, like that.
Chill.
Oh, that's right. We're allowed to. We can have two as a treat. No, I think Samus's characterization in this game is a lot of fun and enjoyed it, and I had a great time projecting onto her. Okay, enough of the breakouts. We're going into the group chat. Are we posting What We Do in the Shadows spoilers yet?
I don't know. What do you think?
Andrew, are you ever going to watch this? Rip to a real one. Colin Robinson going out like a straight G. Final words, party on, dudes. Brilliant. Taken from
We're all a family here.
Yeah.
Those are my canonical final words. It's Colin Robinson saying, "We're all a family here."
Yeah. And we are.
You just gotta hit start. Chicken parm.
Hooray!
Coming right up. Yeah. Colin Robinson died, and we're yet to see whether that's going to be permanent.
It was set up in just a fantastic way where... I didn't think it'd be him to go out this episode. I thought somebody was going to leave the series going into this episode with the title The Farewell, but not Colin. Not Colin Robinson.
I thought it was going to be some random bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, it was going to be Nandor.
I definitely didn't think it was going to be Nandor. No way. He's literally like the face of the show, I'd argue. Even though he's not... I don't know if Nandor is anyone's favorite character. Like, everyone likes him, but I don't know if he's anyone's favorite.
I think his and Guillermo's dynamic is my favorite dynamic, but yeah.
I don't know. I think Colin Robinson and everyone might be my favorite.
Oh, well, that's gone. That's not going to be around anymore.
You heard me. I was complaining a lot. I was like, they're really writing him off. I feel like this dude's definitely a lot of my enjoyment of this show.
I think the next episode is the season finale as well, so I don't know if they're going to be able to bring it back, if they're going to be able to bring him back this season.
Why didn't they just turn him into a vampire?
Yeah.
Like a real one, not an energy one.
A cool one.
That would have been fucking awesome. Imagine the subplots of Colin Robinson being an energy vampire and a real vampire at the same time. That sounds pretty gold.
All right, we are running out of gas, but we just briefly have to talk about that Packer game that we won pretty handedly. Got a little wacky sacks in the third quarter, but otherwise, good time. Good W.
We are injured.
We are beaten up.
We will be for a long time, so at least we're 6-1. And Andrew, the Packer fanatic, is not here.
No.
So
Okay, then, yeah, that's fair. I guess he just cares about that dog more than he cares about us.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I think we're going to do a clap sync and then the wind down. Thank you all so much for listening to the 162nd episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, which is almost certainly going to be titled Lucas D. Ruyter. If you enjoyed what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for our highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description if you want to help a collection of great progressive causes. And if you want to help us, you can give us money through Patreon and join the likes of the terrific Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and sensual Richard Nixon. Or give us money directly through the Anchor Podcast platform, if you want. Email us your questions, business opportunities, voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. Check us out on Twitter for updates at V2_podcast, and follow me at Lucas D. Ruyter on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. This was a banger of a podcast, everyone. We hope you think so too, and also hope that you have a good time this week. Good luck with it. Goodbye.